This one's gonna sting a little because no matter how long you've been riding, there's a good chance you've been doing something wrong. Not because you're a bad rider, but because most of us never learned the right way to begin with. I'm Matthew from Autozium, and today we're breaking down how you've been riding wrong all this time and what to do about it. Let's get into it. Mistake number one: too much input, not enough feel. This one's subtle, but it's a game changer. When most riders start out, they treat the bike like a wild animal they need to tame. Tight grip on the bars, white knuckled throttle, heavy on the controls. Every input is loud and forceful because it feels like that's how you take control. But here's the truth: you don't need to fight the bike, you need to listen to it. Every motorcycle is already engineered for balance. The geometry, the tires, the suspension, they all want to work in harmony. Your job isn't to boss it around, it's to guide it. Think of your controls like a conversation. Throttle, whisper to it, don't shout. Brakes, ease into them, don't punch. Handlebars, guide with fingertips, don't wrestle. When you over input, you override the natural balance of the bike. That's when things feel sketchy. That's when turns feel awkward. That's when your riding feels like work, not flow. Relax your grip, unlock your elbows. Let your legs hug the tank and use your core to stay balanced, not your hands. A pro rider can ride all day with one or two fingers on the clutch and brakes because they've learned feel over force. And that's where you want to be. Try this. On your next ride, ask yourself, can I do this smoother? If you're accelerating, roll it on. If you're braking, progressively squeeze. If you're turning, guide, don't shove. Because the moment you start riding with the bike instead of on the bike, that's when it all starts to click. Mistake number two: relying too much on front brake or not enough. Braking is one of those things that seems simple until you really start riding. New riders often go to extremes. Some grab the front brake like it's a panic button, locking it up or causing the front to dive so hard it unsettles the entire bike. Others fear the front brake entirely, leaning on the rear and wondering why their stopping distances are longer than a school bus. Here's the deal: braking is about balance. The front brake is your powerhouse. It gives you 70 to 90% of your stopping force, but it needs to be treated with respect. Squeeze, don't grab, be progressive. Let the weight shift forward naturally before going deeper. The rear brake, that's your control tool, especially at low speeds. It helps you stabilize, fine tune your line, and settle the bike without drama. Use them together, and you get a smooth, confident stop every time. Here's a drill to try. Find an empty parking lot. Practice braking from 20 miles per hour using both brakes. Focus on your timing and pressure. Try it with more rear, then with more front. Get a feel for how your bike responds. And if you're doing low-speed maneuvers, the rear brake is gold. Ride the friction zone, feather the rear, and watch your control level skyrocket. The pros aren't guessing when they brake. They've built muscle memory, and they know their bike's behavior inside and out. So learn the art of balance. Your brakes aren't enemies, they're dance partners. And once you master them, you ride smoother, stop faster, and feel 10x more in control. Mistake number three: not turning your head through the curve. This one might be the most common mistake and the easiest to fix once you understand it. Riders of all experience levels, even some with thousands of miles, get this one wrong. You come into a turn, maybe a little tight, maybe a little fast, and suddenly your eyes lock onto the road directly in front of your tire. That's called target fixation, and it's your worst enemy in corners. Because where you look is exactly where the bike wants to go. So if you're staring at the curb, guess what? You're headed toward the curb. If your eyes drop to the gravel patch, that's where your front tire will try to meet its doom. But when you turn your head, when you look through the corner to the exit, to the place you actually want to go, your bike magically follows. It's not really magic, it's physics and body position. But it feels like magic when it clicks. Next time you ride, exaggerate it. Literally, turn your chin over your shoulder when you go into a turn. Keep your eyes up, your head level, and stare deep into the curve, even if it feels unnatural at first. You'll feel the bike lean in with more confidence. You'll hold a cleaner line, and suddenly, corners go from intimidating to inviting. This habit alone can fix 80% of cornering anxiety. Seriously. So make it your mission. Don't ride with your eyes in the dirt. Ride with your head up, eyes forward, vision locked. Because if your eyes lead, your bike will follow every single time. Mistake 4, sitting too far back on the seat. Let's talk about posture, specifically your butt, because where you sit on the bike changes everything from balance to control to confidence. One of the biggest mistakes new riders make? Sitting way too far back on the seat, usually because they think that's where they're supposed to be, especially on cruisers or sport bikes with stretched out ergonomics. But when you sit too far back, you lose leverage over the handlebars. Your arms stretch out, your back tenses up, and your weight shifts away from the front of the bike, where most of your steering and stability lives. It's like trying to steer a shopping cart from behind the handlebar. Now, here's the fix. Slide forward. Yup, right up near the tank. Bend your elbows. Keep your shoulders loose and grip the bike with your legs, not your arms. This puts your body in a ready position. You're now over the controls. You've got better weight distribution, and your reactions get quicker and more natural because you're not overextended. On sport bikes, it improves cornering. On cruisers, it smooths out your balance. On standards and ADVs, it's like unlocking a secret control mode. Don't believe it? Try doing a slow U turn while sitting back, then do it again with your weight forward and your legs hugging the tank. Night and day difference. You don't need to be hunched or uncomfortable, just engaged, balanced, ready. Because once your weight is in the right place, the whole bike feels different. More agile, more responsive, more yours. Mistake number 5, confusing fast with skilled. This one might sting a little because it feels so good to go fast, doesn't it? You twist the throttle, the engine screams, wind in your helmet. It's pure adrenaline. But here's the hard truth: speed is not the same as skill. In fact, speed often masks a lack of skill. When you're flying in a straight line, the bike is doing most of the work. Gyroscopic forces keep you stable. The bike feels planted, responsive, even forgiving. But slow it down, like in a parking lot, a tight corner, or a U turn, and suddenly it's all on you. No more wind to hold you up, no momentum to gloss over mistakes, just clutch control, balance, and body positioning. And that's why real skill is seen at low speeds. Can you execute a perfect figure eight without dabbing a foot? Can you handle a stop and go situation in traffic without jerking, stalling, or panic grabbing the brake? Can you feather the clutch and throttle so well that you glide through a U turn like it's second nature? Those are the moments that separate a truly skilled rider from someone who just knows how to pin the throttle. This doesn't mean fast riding doesn't require skill. It absolutely does, especially at the track. But for everyday riding, your best performance comes from precision, not pace. So instead of chasing speed, chase smoothness. Instead of bragging about how fast you took that back road, be proud of how clean your transitions were, how balanced your stops felt, how controlled your riding was in tight spots. Because riding isn't about impressing others, it's about having full command of the machine beneath you. And when you do, you'll find that even slow riding becomes just as thrilling as the fast stuff because you'll feel in total control. Mistake number 6, ignoring mental state. Here's one no one talks about enough, but it matters just as much as throttle or brake technique: your headspace. Motorcycling isn't just physical, it's mental. The way you feel, think, and focus affects everything you do on the bike. Ever tried riding after a long, exhausting day? Ever thrown a leg over while distracted, upset, or mentally foggy? It's like trying to ride through quicksand. Your reactions slow down. Your judgment gets cloudy. You miss little signs, like the car creeping into your lane or the weird feedback from your front tire. Worse, you might start second guessing yourself or making emotional decisions instead of smart ones. That's how mistakes happen. And here's the thing, this isn't about being tough, this is about being honest. If your brain is racing, if you're stressed, angry, overwhelmed, it's okay to take a beat. Sit on the bike for a minute, breathe, ground yourself. If you're not feeling focused, don't ride. One of the smartest things a rider can do is say, not today. But if you are heading out and feeling off, try narrowing your focus. Choose one thing to pay attention to: smooth braking, body position, scanning traffic. That gives your mind an anchor and keeps you from spiraling into overthinking. And remember, your mental state isn't static, it changes. Sometimes mid ride. That's normal. Just check in with yourself. Because a calm rider is a capable rider. A clear mind leads to clear moves. And when your mental game is on point, everything else clicks. Mistake 7: treating every ride like a race. We get it. Motorcycles are thrilling. The open road calls to something wild inside you. The throttle begs to be twisted, and the sound of your engine at full tilt feels like freedom in its purest form. But here's the mistake too many riders make, especially early on. They treat every single ride like they're trying out for MotoGP. Everything's a competition. Every corner's an opportunity to lean harder. Every straight, full throttle. Every red light, a drag race in disguise. And that mindset, it burns you out. It narrows your vision. It puts you in situations you're not always ready for. The best riders, they know how to dial it back. Not because they're scared, but because they're in control. They understand that not every ride is about performance. Some rides are about rhythm, about flow, about just enjoying the road without proving anything to anyone, including yourself. When you treat every ride like a race, you lose out on the subtle joys of motorcycling. The way your tires hum at steady speed, the calming rhythm of gear changes in sync with breath, the satisfying way a clean corner feels at any speed. And let's be real, roads are unpredictable. Potholes, gravel, rain, distracted drivers. These aren't race conditions. You're not on a closed course with safety teams on standby. You're in the real world, and riding like you're always chasing a lap time just ups your risk. So give yourself permission to chill. Cruise your favorite back road without pushing. Take the scenic route and enjoy the ride, not the rush. Because true mastery, it's not about how fast you go. It's about knowing when to go fast and when to just ride. Mistake 8: thinking you're done learning. This one might be the most important of all, because the moment you think, I've got this riding thing figured out, you've just stopped growing. Motorcycling is a lifelong craft. It evolves with you. Your skills change, your bike changes, your environment changes. If you ride like you know it all, you stop adapting. And that's dangerous. Think about it like this: you mastered U turns? Great. Can you still do them perfectly after 3 weeks off? You're comfortable in traffic? Cool. How about in heavy rain? You've never crashed? Awesome. But are you prepared for an emergency stop at 70 miles per hour? The truth is, riding will humble you if you let it. And that's not a bad thing. Every ride is a lesson. Every parking lot drill, every mountain road, every stoplight moment teaches you something. Even a mistake, especially a mistake, can become fuel for growth, not shame. The best riders in the world? They're still students. They take classes. They revisit basic drills. They ask questions, stay curious, and keep their egos in check. So next time you feel like you've plateaued, go back to the fundamentals. Do figure eights. Practice your emergency stops. Watch a training video. Ride with someone better than you and observe. Because mastery isn't about arriving. It's about returning over and over to the basics and building something solid from there. And you know what? That mindset, it's what makes you a better rider and a safer one. So, yeah, you might have been riding wrong, but the best riders, they don't double down. They adapt, they improve, they keep showing up. And if that's you, you're already ahead. I'm Matthew from Autozium. Ride smart, ride better, and I'll see you out there.